It's back, Chicago, Lollapalooza Day 1, and the big headliner tonight is Billie Eilish. She doesn't go on stage for another 12 hours, and the gates behind me aren't even open yet, but fans are already here, excited to see her perform. So how are you guys feeling? I see it on your shirt, yes. But would you say happier than ever? Lollapalooza is taking the city by storm this Thursday through Sunday, but what about the roads? We have all the details about the closures you need to avoid coming up next. Authorities say a 14-year-old was ordered by his mom to shoot a man last week. Today, that mom, Carlisha Hood, is speaking out and filing a lawsuit after the first-degree murder charges were dropped against both her and her son. These road closures can only mean one thing. Chicago is cruising into NASCAR weekend, and thousands are excited and preparing for this historic race. Leave the potential speeding tickets and traffic behind. New today, an Amtrak train from Chicago to St. Louis will be going 110 miles per hour compared to a previous 90. This will shave about 30 minutes off that commute. Not just lions, tigers, and bears. Today is all about the giraffes here at Brookfield Zoo. It's World Giraffe Day, and we're celebrating in a couple of big ways. You can see glass and piles of brick everywhere. You still smell a little bit of smoke or some sort of gas in the air here in Oak Park. I'll step out of the way so you can get a better image, but we're told that there was some sort of building explosion last night.
No teammate I knew liked hazing. We were all victims, no matter what our role was at the time.
The latest in the Northwestern football hazing scandal today, where 4 former players spoke out about the violent nature of the sexual, physical, and emotional abuse they endured throughout their time in the program. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump and Chicago attorney Stephen Levin are representing 15 former student athletes as they plan to file a lawsuit against the university. In shocking new details, they say they've learned from former athletes that the abuse extends beyond the football team, finding its way into the baseball and softball programs, and includes allegations from when players were still minors. Crump and his associates have talked to 50 former student athletes so far. The earliest case of reported abuse from someone who has agreed to be part of the litigation comes from 2013.
You had people holding them down, dry humping them. You had them being forced to participate in activities involving nudity and the touching of one another. You had young women being groped on when they just wanted to come to college and participate in their sport and get a college degree.
Former quarterback and wide receiver Lloyd Yates played for Northwestern from 2015 to 2017 and says the culture of the program is what let the abuse run rampant for so long.
There was a code of silence that felt insurmountable to break, and speaking up could lead to consequences that affected playing time and can warrant further abuse. Normalizing this culture became a necessity.
For many of the players now coming forward to the firm, it is the first time they are speaking out about what they endured. Yates says the prolonged suffering has caused some of his teammates to even contemplate suicide. Tom Carnifax, who played for the Wildcats from 2016 to 2019, says he found himself in years of therapy both during and after his time at the university. No longer a Northwestern football player, Carnifax is part of a new team. A group of athletes coming forward, working to ensure that no other athlete is ever subjected to what they went through.
I spent the last 4 years hating myself and what I went through here. If I can do anything to stop any other 16 or 17-year-olds to walk into the same environment I did, that's why I'm here in support, to hopefully, not fix my trauma, but stop trauma recurring in the future.
The big question now is, when will this lawsuit be filed? Crump and Levin say they see no need to rush as stories are still coming forward. Even while we were in that press conference, 3 more people went onto Crump's website and filled out a form saying that they want to talk. It would appear the investigation is ongoing and many more lawsuits could be coming. The future of cash bail in Illinois is in the hands of the state Supreme Court today. Illinois passed a law that eliminated the use of cash bail starting on January 1st as part of the Safety Act. Under the law, judges can no longer require people to pay money to leave jail while they await trial. Months ago, a judge in Kankakee ruled the provision unconstitutional, and an appeal made by the Attorney General sent the matter to the Supreme Court. Some are concerned that the elimination of cash bail could let dangerous people out on the streets, but Fox 32 legal analyst Karen Conti says this is not the case.
If the person has a violent history or is a danger or is a threat of fleeing, the judge can absolutely detain the person. So this is not getting away with cash bail for everybody. If the person is not a flight risk and the person is not a danger, there's no bail.
Instead of focusing on whether or not somebody has money, we're focusing on whether or not they are a risk to the public. So that means somebody who may have access to cash, who is a threat to public safety, will be held.
If approved, Illinois would become the first state in the country to get rid of cash bail. The court is expected to release their opinion today at 9 a.m., just an hour away. It's a once-a-week class, but it is so much more than that for the patients who are center stage here on the dance floor. Northwestern Medicine and Joffrey Ballet have partnered up to offer weekly dance classes for individuals with Parkinson's, a disease that affects one's mobility.
I saw it on an email. And I looked at it and I goes, oh my God, the Joffrey Ballet? I said, I got to do this. It's everything that I've hoped it to be. It's exciting, it's fun.
Either standing or sitting, participants move their feet, clap their hands, and soak up the spotlight during their chance to dance. The goal of the research-backed 5-week program is to enhance the physical, mental, and emotional well-being of those involved. It's already proving to do that for Janice Will.
Movements feel wonderful. I'm doing it in my sleep.
Will says the classes are the highlight of her week. Instructor Carly Legal says it's rewarding to be able to foster that kind of love for the art form in her new students.
This is honestly one of my favorite classes to teach because it's dancing for the pure joy of dance. You can come however you are, feeling whatever you're feeling, and the whole goal is to focus on being artistic and getting to express yourself. So getting to provide that for other people, something that I've been able to do my whole life, is really exciting.
Will, a writer who blogs about her life living with Parkinson's, says the classes have unlocked a new chapter of her life.
It was more about being disabled and then never having been disabled before in my life. And I like to think of myself as being able to. So when we got this invitation, it was like, I'm able to do this.
Even though the disease has its challenges, Babula has yet to let it stop him from living life to the fullest.
I don't let my friends feel like they got to have sympathy for me. Just ignore it. Let's just go with it, and let's just have fun.
The dancers that we talked to says it gives them a sense of normalcy, a sense of freedom here on the dance floor, and they're already looking forward to next week. Gabi, Morando, Fox 32, Chicago.